Tonight, a family accuses the police of brutality in the ZNS exclusive.
The House debates the jurors' bill.
And a clunky Guinness record in the making? Find out. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Graphic video from a mother with her kids screaming in the background when they say police charged into their home.
Well, there are some serious allegations tonight being made against the police. Crimes of police brutality, assault, and misconduct against the Royal Bahamas Police Force after a mother and her daughter claimed they were victims of the hands of men of the law who never identified themselves. What's worse is portions of the ordeal were caught on camera. Tonight, the family is speaking out, hoping that those who represented the law will now face the law as a result of their alleged actions. Clint Watson tonight is following this ZNS News exclusive, but we have to warn you that there is some disturbing video in this report.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That's all it's doing.
Loralee Strawn says she barely had time to drape herself with a towel after a morning shower when a police officer allegedly burst into her bathroom Saturday morning. It was after 3 of them reportedly kicked in the family home doors. Her 19-year-old daughter, Jaquay Strawn, who was terrified and confused, tried to intervene as the plainclothes officers, who she says never identified themselves, wrestled her mother to the ground in the presence of her young grandson.
He then pushed the door open with my mother in there, no clothes on. She then said, "Hold on, let me put on some clothes." He still didn't give her time. She grabbed the towel and wrapped around her. When she wrapped the towel around her, I stood in the front of the bathroom door. When I stood there, he tried to yank the bathroom door open. I didn't move. He pushed me and I ended up in the bed. We have 2 beds in our room. One of the officers grabbed me from the one bed and threw me into the other. The next officer, he grabbed me, picked me up and slammed me to the floor, put his hand in my throat, put his knee in my chest. I then started saying, Mommy, I can't breathe. She then tried to yuck him off of me. When she tried to yuck him off, the officer got his right foot and he kicked her on her side and she went flying to the bureau where her towel came off.
Strawn says she was eventually cuffed by the officer who reportedly hurled profanities the whole time. Managing to maintain her composure, a cousin recorded the episode on her cell phone. Jaquay says when her mother was able to escape the officers, she ran naked out of the house in search of help, eventually huddling in bushes. Later, Jaquay says she snuck to the neighbor's house to call 911. She then told us that a marked police car arrived eventually and a female officer escorted her mother to the bedroom to get dressed. They were then taken to the police station for processing and later transported to the Central Detective Unit. While there, they were questioned about money, which she claims they had no knowledge of. That's when she said they were placed in a cell, remaining there for 48 hours before being released with no charges filed. The women claimed they later learned that police were searching for a friend of theirs who stayed at their home overnight. She was wanted for questioning regarding an employment matter. That woman was also taken into custody, but we're told she was later released. Strawn says after the whole ordeal, she feels violated.
I felt terrible because when he kicked me down with the towel and the towel fly over, and what really hurt me the most is that I think the police supposed to be our friend. I think they could have dealt with it in a different manner than they did. If they really to show us their badge and who they came for, we could have take out our identification and they could have see exactly who they came for. They know they was coming for a female. Why they didn't bring a female officer? Always I feel like I'm supposed to protect my children. And this what the police officers do.
Now, the Strons say they filed a report with the Police Corruptions and Complaints Unit and were told it could take several months to investigate. We confirmed that report was made. We also contacted police for ourselves and were told early this morning that they would get back to us sometime today. That never happened. However, late this evening, head of CDU Superintendent Paul Roll only confirmed they are looking into the matter. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
In other news tonight, the U.S. Embassy here in Nassau strongly advising residents to log on to their website and read the 2014 Investment Climate Statement published by the U.S. Department of State. The American Embassy maintains that the Department of State annually prepares this report to provide U.S. firms with economy-specific information and assessments of investment laws, measures, and other factors that may be useful to them in making business decisions in a certain country or region. The U.S. Embassy confirmed that the 2014 Investment Climate Statement on the Bahamas was prepared by Washington-based diplomats assigned to the Nassau Embassy, and non-American staff had a limited, if any, role in the preparation of these statements. The document was then reviewed in Washington, D.C. before being released to the public as the official view of the United States government. Meanwhile, Acting Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis met with U.S. Chargé d'Affaires John Dinkelman at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs yesterday to discuss those concerns raised by the Prime Minister this week about the 2014 Investment Climate Report. Now, we aired Prime Minister Christie's expressed disappointment and concerns that the negative tone of the report picked up in a similar fashion of WikiLeaks in reporting the political rhetoric of what opposition forces were advancing instead of the official policy positions of the government. Further and more specifically, the Prime Minister pointed out one material inaccuracy in the State Department's report about the downgrade of the country's sovereign credit ratings, a claim that could potentially damage the international reputation of the Bahamas, especially as it relates to foreign direct investment.
From Andros tonight, construction crews working on the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute are up in arms, claiming that they have not been paid for their labor. The project is now 60% complete and is expected to be opened by fall of this year. But the workers say that won't happen if the issue remains unresolved, and they're demanding government intervention. We get that story tonight from Janae Noel Ferguson.
A labor dispute is brewing in North Andros over the construction of the multi-million-dollar Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Institute. We understand that some 50 construction workers were reportedly fired, while others walked off the job claiming a non-payment for their labor.
We are working and we're not getting paid. Now we are interested in getting our money, so they tell us we are fired. Some of us received some set of money yesterday, others received none.
That worker wished to remain anonymous, but Errol Moss, who was also hired on the site, told us that the employees were offered a subcontract to complete the project, which they refused.
I told him, okay, I'll do it for $20,000. So he said, no, he ain't thinking nowhere near that. I asked him, I said, what are you thinking? What were you thinking about it? He told me $5,000, and he wanted to finish in 5 days. It's with 12 men all together, help us and everything. You help us alone, that money, leader. You wouldn't get $80 a day yourself who take it.
Administrator of the construction company, Whitney Bassian, however, said that workers are paid every 2 weeks, but he confirmed that while some of them received payment, those who could not produce did not receive a salary. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Alfred Gray, who was out of the country, said this is a private matter.
We will leave that for them to resolve. If they can't resolve it, employees have a right to go to the labor board or to the labor ministry, and they will perhaps do what they need to do as a government agency. We are satisfied that the project is on target, and we are looking forward to completion within the framework of the time set, September, mid-September. And even if the project is not completed fully, the school will open.
Earlier this year, the government signed $20 million in contracts for the construction of the 17-building institute. It was also mandated that the work be done by residents of Andros. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Still to come, the Junior Nationals wrapping up. We've got highlights coming up in sports.
And Bahamians go after a Guinness World Record. We'll tell you the plan. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Shell Quality Fuels.